Good morning, everybody. This is the Swinging Bull with Mr. SLP, and today we wanted to talk about the pre-market movers that have caught our eye. The first one we want to take a look at is Drug, D-R-U-G. What do you think about Drug, Mr. SLP?
Good morning, man. How's it going? Pre-market, we're up and early, ready to go, huh?
Yep. Good morning. How you doing?
I'm good. Yeah, with Drug, we actually entered this yesterday. So I actually put out a momentum alert yesterday over 147 to aim for 170 plus. So we did hit that after hours yesterday because we did push up here at 187 in the after hours yesterday. But the news that came out is pretty fascinating, actually. The news that came out was an offering. So they did an overnight marketed offering at, it looks like here, 2.85 million units at $1.40, right? So you think that this would tank off, and pretty much it did tank off when we open up at 4 o'clock pre-market. But from there, we've been building quite the volume here and the momentum, and we're obviously back up to the over $2 now. So the offering really, I don't think really affected it too much. I think the momentum's there, the volume's there, and I'm just looking at this area at the moment, and we are holding this uptrend pretty well. So the key areas that I'm going to look at, I mean, pretty much this is the trend line, but it's I mean, there's a long way down if it wants to come down a little bit to maybe touch this trend line, but this is still on an uptrend. And then I put this fibs on here, right? So the resistance areas around like 222, 223. We did pop to 235, but you can see we sold right back off under this resistance point right here. So I think if we get over 222, 223 again, then we probably get a pop to retest this 235, this high of pre-market. We may go a little bit higher than that. Right. So kind of that's what I'm looking at. But it's very positive. The volume's there right now. So, I mean, it could get a pop at open.
Yeah, and we just want to be careful with this one. It is running in pre-market up over 61% in pre-market. Just be careful, everyone, because they did price an overnight offering, 2.85 million units at $1.40 a unit. So just be careful of that, of any sharp sell-offs that we might see today because of that offering. But I really do like those levels that you pointed out, Lee. We got that resistance 222, and it looks like we might have a little bit of support around 203. So we'll see
203. Like 203, you might as well call it $2, right? You might as well see if it holds the $2 range. If it doesn't hold the $2, then I think this could be a good short candidate to come back down to the 180s, 170s. I mean, you can play both sides, right? So if we can't play the upside anymore and it starts to break down, of course we can play the downside and we can short it down.
Nice. Yep, exactly. That's exactly what I was looking at. The next one I want to look at for pre-market movers is BBBY. Looks like it might be breaking out of a somewhat of a bull flag there as we're talking. So let's talk about this. I know this one's been talked about a lot on all the socials, kind of a meme stock. We definitely wanted to look at this one because it is up in the pre-market right now. And what are some levels that we're looking at for this one? It's up about almost 30% in pre-market right now.
I mean, we could realistically just play it from the top here. We could put fibs right down here and probably do it. Let me see what the levels are. Let's see, probably here.
Yeah,
I think this is probably a better idea to look at it. We can quickly put some fibs on there and kind of see roughly where the support and resistance areas are.
Right.
So this is kind of what I would see, but at the moment you can see it broke out of this flag, pretty much a bull flag here, and it broke to the upside. Very positive. We again alerted this in the $8.60 range yesterday, so it's going to have a lot of volume there still, right? People are still trying to trade Bed Bath and Beyond. It doesn't even matter if Ryan Cohen sold all his stake in the company. It's always going to be a very volatile stock, I think, going weeks down the road and months down the road. Right. But this is where I would have looked at for the breakout above this area, which would have probably been around like 11.15 area. and then played it up here to, like you say, 1130s would have been the first target. If we get across 1140, which we are now, I think we can probably hit this area, which is probably around 1155. And then maybe if we still continue with volume into the 1170s again after that.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think this one's had a good pop overnight already. 29% is huge,
Yeah.
a huge move. I think we have a little bit of a downside. So the areas that I would look at for support is around 11.15, $11, 10.90, and then so on down from there.
Right.
But I mean, there's easy ways to play this throughout the day. You just gotta follow that volume and just track those support and resistance areas.
Yeah. No, I definitely like those levels. Exactly what you said. We did already have a pretty nice pop in pre-market. So we definitely want to keep our eyes on the downside just in case we do get some more selling. And that's assuming we don't get some more volume and get some more upside and try and attempt to make a new high here for the pre-market. But because of the size of that move, I'm definitely going to be looking more at support than probably resistance.
Just be very careful. Be very careful with this one. They got a lot of financial problems. I'm not quite sure if this is going to end in despair. So we shall see what happens. But like I say, just follow the volume, and then track those support and resistances, and you can play it off those areas pretty well if the volume comes in. But definitely one. I mean, what do you think about Bed Bath & Beyond? I mean, it's a meme stock. Do you think up and down from here? Where do you think it's going to go from this level? Like it was $8 yesterday. Do you think it continues to push up a little bit higher, or do you think it comes back down?
Well, I mean, I think we're going to see some choppiness just from it being a meme stock in general. We're going to see a lot of spikes. We're going to see some selling. We just want to be careful with it. We're not holding. This is not a long-term hold for us when we play it. We're in and out of the play. We're getting our profits and we're protecting ourselves. I think that's the best way to play these kind of stocks is, don't just buy a whole bunch and hold it and hope and pray. Look for opportunities off some of these levels that we pointed out. And then maybe we get in and out for some scalp plays or some day trades. That's how I would play this one.
So if you look at a bigger picture, I'm just on the 1 hour chart just before we move on. $11 is a key area. So it's got to hold $11 for it to maybe bounce off that support level. Look for volume at 11. And then if we get volume pushing back up, I would aim for about 1150 from there. And there's going to be obviously resistances along the way, maybe at $12 to 1175. We're going to get those resistances. So I think if we get a pullback, look for that $11 range to hold. Yeah,
I like that $11 support there as well. Let's move on to the next one that I noticed in pre-market that it's been running. SPRC. That's another one. Currently up about a little over 30% in pre-market. The volume coming in right now is 3 times the average 3-month volume. So that one kind of caught my eye. Average 3-month volume is only 1 million in volume, and it's already broke through 3 million in volume this morning. So 3 times the 3-month volume definitely caught my eye, and again up over 30% in pre-market. What do you think about this one, Lee?
This one, so we have this bottom that formed over the last week. So we had this 85-cent range hold very well. You saw every time it touched this area, we saw volume pop right in. And then finally we broke this downtrend because this was pretty much a long-term downtrend from the beginning of July. We're breaking that now, and you say we got more volume. So definitely one, and also it broke over the EMA 50, which is for me a very bullish sign. So I think if we're going to come down, because you don't want to chase stocks. That's what I kind of give advice to, not chasing stocks unless there's a lot more volume coming in. Then you can probably scalp it. But I look for pullbacks and then that push right off of a support or even a moving average. So I may look at the 106, 105 area to pull back down on this EMA 50, 105, 106, and then see if we push off from there. But yeah, I mean, we got some volume here. If we go a bit closer,
Yep.
we are trying to break out again. But let me see. So if we, I mean, it's kind of not really. So I would say like over 124, 125, then I would aim for 130, 132.
Yeah.
Over 125, 132. And then if we get over there, we're probably going to test a new high of day. So I think if, 125 to 132. If the volume continues to flood in, then I would aim for continuation while raising your stops. So don't lose your profits. Raise your stops along the way,
Yeah.
and then aim for that 140 plus after that.
Yeah, I really like those levels exactly. And we're sitting right at the 125 on SPRC. So it's kind of decision-making time. It looks like it's getting a little push right now. But I really hope everyone enjoyed these three pre-market movers that we pointed out, which was drug, BBBY, and SPCB. Keep your eye on those tickers today. There is unusually high volume on all three of those stocks, and we could see some opportunities to make some money there. So I appreciate everyone tuning in. Please like and subscribe if you want to keep chatting with us. Check out the links in the description. Have a good weekend, everyone, and stay blessed.
Happy trading.